Okay, I couldn't leave you guys hanging. We gotta get into Absolute Batman number 6 because number 5 was insane. So Batman had this master plan to finally expose Black Mask and the party animals. He blew up the deal they had. He was not gonna allow them to tear up Gotham for a week for $200 million. He made it clear he doesn't need the money. All he needs is Batman. He exposed him and he thought he won, but this all backfires. The fight he brings to the party animals ends with him being beat up, stabbed, beat in the face with an axe, thrown off a building, landing on a car, blowing up, and being run over. Alfred then gives up even trying to help Bruce, as he feels like he should have taken the money and let the party animals have their fun. This would have allowed him to be a much longer lasting Batman that can make real change, at the cost of innocent lives and his integrity, which is why he didn't do it. But on top of all of this, it turns out Black Mask turns this whole exposing me thing into a way to get Gotham to be on his side, as he offers hundreds of millions of dollars to anybody who just wants to run wild and be a part of the party animals. And he has left crates of party animal masks and guns all over the city, as we saw normal citizens picking it up, ready to cause havoc. So overall, Gotham is about to be a cesspool of violence and murder, and somehow Batman is gonna have to try and stop it all while being severely injured and stopping Black Mask when the people themselves don't even really care. So let's get into it. And this starts off pretty crazy, as we see the news reporting all the chaos outside, and we get a look into Batman's friend Wayland, the man who will at some point in these stories become the Killer Croc, at least I believe so, as he's got a bat ready to defend his gym. I don't know what he plans on doing with that when everyone's got guns, but either way, someone does break into the gym and he's ready to tussle, only to find out it's his friend Bruce Wayne. And as he runs to his aid to see what's going on, he sees all the bruises and cuts and burns, and when he pulls back his suit a little bit, he sees the Batman armor, where Bruce tells him flat out, "I'm Batman and I need your help." So he does reveal his secret to his friend. And this is when we get into a flashback where Batman and all of his childhood friends are having a bit of a sleepover. Everyone's having a good time, all when they were children. And I just love the fact that Batman and his rogues gallery were all childhood friends. I mean, look at this big ass friend group. The terrifying things that are gonna happen to them. It just sucks to see them so happy right here. But things take an even darker turn, as before the mother can leave and turn the lights out, it looks like there's a random mugger in the house that shoots her dead. And I gotta admit, my heart dropped a bit just because it's Batman, and I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop for a while. But of course, I already know she's alive well into his adult years, so this flashback is actually a nightmare he's having, which really sucks because of course his father was gunned down, so he's clearly having nightmares of his mother being gunned down too. And he doesn't even need to explain this, as she tells him to come here and he sleeps on her lap. But enough about the flashback, enough about the nightmares. We need to see what's going on in Gotham, as we see citizens arming themselves and putting on the party animal masks. And with Gordon and Martha among all the chaos, she decides to put one on to see what they see, and it is not good. We've got different crimes for different amounts of money: robbery 50k, arson 100k, assault 150k, murder $250,000. They are not safe and they need to get out of there, as Martha is not showing enough urgency when Gordon trying to tell her this, pulling his gun on one of the men who points it right at them. But Martha is able to figure out that Gordon is a high value target, a priority target. People are going to be looking for him, so she's not ready to leave his side, but she does agree they do need to get out of there. They need to find a way to stop this. And low-key, if this was me, if I were in this situation as a citizen, I'd probably do some low-level crimes and get me a good size of bread. Maybe like a bunch of robberies, nothing too crazy. But man, you get a lot of money and you don't necessarily even have to be violent. This is honestly crazy, and I can see why the citizens are like, yeah, fuck that, I need that bread. And things get a little crazier on the Bruce side, because not only did he tell Wayland, he told his entire friend group, and none of them are happy about it. But the stakes are pretty high, and I guess he kinda needed to. But Batman does have a new plan, as once he told his friend Eddie about this, his robot that he was building a few issues ago, now going by Riddler, so it looks like that'll be the Riddler of this verse, told him that the operation from Black Mask is a little too big to crash on its own. But the servers, that's something he can crash. That's something that'll mess up the mask, and that way the citizens will have no incentive of destroying Gotham. So this is one big way to solve the issue of all these people turning on Batman, turning on their own city. But I do believe this here may be the start of the downfall of all of his friends. This may be how they all may separate and go down their different paths, turning into the different versions of the OG characters. Penguin, Riddler, Killer Croc, especially if how angry and disappointed they are in Bruce continues to grow into a genuine hatred. And also, it doesn't even seem like he really cares. Now of course it's Batman and he's stoic, it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't care, but this is a lot to put on his friends, and it could cause cracks in their relationship. Now last time Batman fought the party animals, he was ensnared by a net, and they all took turns obliterating him, stabbing him, burning him, doing all these terrible things to him. Yeah, there's no net this time. Batman is not messing around. He crushes the guy that smacked him in the face with an axe, and as he tries to beg for his life, Bruce isn't even trying to hear it, giving him a fat boot right off the boat, teeth missing, blood all over, he's cooked. Then we got the kid that literally burned Batman with a flamethrower coming in saying he's gonna kill him. Yeah, Batman's not trying to hear that. He grabs another life jacket, scrunches his little arms in there, and look at the perfect form. He boots him right off the boat. Perfect form, 800-pound leg, obliterates the kid. But we're not done there, as Mama Bear comes outside looking for the kid. Where are you, kiddo? What's going on? Batman gives her the most devilish grin. He want her to try anything, like he is ready. It's up. So she gets the message, jumps off the boat herself. She doesn't want to get torn to pieces, and like the gentleman that he is, he tosses her a life jacket just to make sure she's okay, but he has cleared the boat. Now we continue our previous flashback where Bruce was having a nightmare and he went to sleep on his mother's lap. We see him waking up and they start to look through some pictures, and we see his mother stop at the picture of Bruce and his friends that his father snapped right before the shooting started, right before he was killed. And just a side note, baby Bruce had a big ass forehead. Now things take a turn for the worse as it turns out Gordon and Martha did not leave. They're actually standing over the masks, trying to tell the citizens that the only way to fix this, the only way to stop Gotham from falling into chaos, is by not playing the game, by not joining the party animals. And one of the citizens tells Gordon that all of this happened on his watch. All the people are trying to do is take a piece of the pie before everything turns to shit anyway. The people of Gotham are hopeless and they just don't see any other way but to get this little bit of cash because the city is going down regardless. So not only have they put themselves directly in the line of fire, but things get significantly worse as the people finally see the values because some of these citizens already had masks. So now they see that Gordon is worth $1 million. Martha is worth $1 million, and one of the citizens who couldn't get a mask because Gordon and Martha are standing on the crate, he can now be killed too for a quick little 10k. So now there's nothing stopping these people from straight up killing all of them and collecting millions of dollars. And we see things getting pretty intense for Alfred as well, as issues ago we saw he has a very strained relationship with his daughter, and to make it worse, he has taken her from everyone she loves, put her on a plane, and he's basically forcing her to take off, forcing her to leave everyone behind to make sure she survives. Because he knows what Black Mask has planned for Gotham, no one survives this, and he can't risk it. But this for her is the last straw, as she tells him, the minute we take off, I don't have a father anymore. And all he tells the captain of the plane is, wheels up. So he chooses to sacrifice his relationship with his daughter, the little bit that he had, to save her life. Now, we finally get the revengeance Batman needed after what happened to him in the previous issue, as we see Roman Sion is jumping out, really thinking he can take on Batman, and he starts getting beat the fuck up. It is not even close. He tries to talk to Batman, trying to let him know, you can't stop anything, nothing matters, his normal shtick. Yeah, Bruce ain't hearing that, picks up 2 bowling balls, as if he's not already more than strong enough to knock someone's head off, and just starts bashing Black Mask's face in. Tackling him through walls, tackling him through the floor, strangling him, bashing his face, and telling him, tell me how I don't matter. I love it. I fucking love it, as he's just beating him and beating him and beating him. And honestly, this version of Batman reminds me of the difference between Darth Vader and Kylo Ren. See, OG Batman also has a bunch of rage, but it's tempered, it's controlled. He knows where to aim it, he knows how to use it to destroy his enemies in a more calmed and controlled manner. This Batman, on numerous occasions, as we're on issue number 6, has completely flipped out and destroyed whoever he was flipping out on, like he's doing now. He reminds me of Kylo Ren, the more uncontrolled version of rage, still using it to get the job done, but this uncontrolled version of it, this may get him into trouble later. Hell, it gets him into trouble now as we see Black Mask pull out a garrote trying to strangle Batman as he finally finds an opening after getting pummeled for I don't know how long. And we see he's got a pretty good grip as Batman is really struggling to breathe, and we see his neck bleeding profusely. But then he thinks back on the flashback of his mother, and he starts to not give up. He starts to fight a little harder, as we see she's talking about how hopeful his father used to be, how he never gave up even when things got rough, and how the thing he was the most hopeful about was Bruce. And it's kind of crazy to see such a bright and beautiful message as Bruce is about to do something really dark, as we see Roman talking about how he lied about the pig story at the end of the previous issue. See, he said when he took the pigs out as a child, his favorite part was when he hit them in the brain in the pleasure center and their last moments was pure ecstasy. But it turns out that was not his favorite moment. His favorite moment was when they struggled, was when they screamed out in pain, when they felt like there's no way they could die and then boom, it's all gone. He liked the scream, he liked the suffering. So as he talks about that little shriek that the pigs will let out and how it's the best sound in the world, Batman asks him, did it sound anything like this? As we see him dig his bat ears and Black Mask's skull. He takes out his eyes with his bat ears. And I don't care how smart this Batman is, he does not know that this would not have killed him. I believe he truly just tried to murder one of his villains. This Batman is unhinged. And things ramp up to 11 because although Black Mask is defeated, he's thrown into the water with a life jacket. Side note, that's the sea, and this dude has 2 gaping wounds in his face. The pain from being thrown in the ocean must be unbearable. But anyway, because Gordon and Martha are surrounded with the price tags over their head, it looks like it's over as Batman is about to destroy the server. As one of the men tells Martha to leave, they're not really into killing women. But in a crazy act of bravery and stupidity, she tells them, no, before you guys put those masks on, I saw your faces. I will make sure all of you pay if you kill Gordon. So she has now put herself in harm's way. Now they have to kill them both. But she tries to talk them down, telling them you're all better than this. We are all better than this. And as the dude cocks his gun, he apologizes. I'm sorry, Mrs. Wayne. And we see Batman is able to destroy the server. And he does it right in the nick of time as it looks like Martha is about to accept her fate. But as we see, there's a system failure and now it is worth nothing to kill her. And since there's no incentive to kill either of them, all of the men remove their masks and go home. But not before Martha punches him across the face for nearly murdering her. As we see Bruce floating away in the ocean, finally just being knocked unconscious after everything he's gone through. We see the conversation he had with his mother when he was a child, how she understands after everything he went through if he lived angry and afraid. And she wants to let him know that he can use that pain to be more determined, to be more hopeful, to wear that pain like a cape, and to work harder and make sure that the bad things that happen to him don't happen to anyone else, to be better. And we're really starting to see the motivations of why he's so passionate about being the Batman, about helping Gotham, despite the fact that the citizens have given up, that the politicians are bleeding the city dry, and that it seems like there's only a handful of people that really give a damn about this city. He is willing to give everything and then some to make sure this city is safe and to try and fix it as best he can. He went through hell in the previous issue and he was still able to get the job done. He couldn't take down the entire organization, but he was able to stop Black Mask and he was able to save the city. Not only that, but we see his life is then saved by Alfred. As last time I told you guys, Alfred gave up on Bruce. He felt like it was a dumb decision and he just dipped off with his daughter. But he lets him know, if I gotta stick around, so do you. So he finally decides to help patch up Batman. So we see Alfred doing Alfred things, but it took some time. And I do wonder if this means he must have landed the plane at some point, not willing to risk the relationship with his daughter. It's not really made clear, but this is where the issue ends. Batman is able to save the day for now, and he is saved by Alfred, and it looks like they may actually finally become true allies. Oh nah. Nah, what the fuck is Absolute Joker? So it looks like we got an epilogue after the issue ended, and he seems to be attached to babies? Bunch of fetuses? As he absorbs them and his skin turns back to normal. I don't know what's going on with Absolute Joker, but looks like this is our look into the character, and we see it's revealed that Roman was actually working for him. And since his plan didn't work, he is now siccing Bane on Batman. So we gotta look at Absolute Joker again. We already know who Absolute Black Mask is as he's been defeated, and we're about to get a look into Absolute Bane. And it's funny that his butler type character looks like OG Alfred. But either way, this is a very short look into Joker and his strange illness or abilities. But I will catch you guys at issue number 7. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.